Hi, I'm Arlene, and I've had a very negligent dad when I was a kid. For some reason, I was left with my dad at a very young age. It was just him and me. Growing up with my dad was very difficult. I remember always being left alone in the house while he goes out with his friends. One time, I remember being so hungry while I waited for my dad to come home. There was no food in the house, and I was just a little kid. A 5-year-old kid. And most of the time, it wasn't even about the hunger. I was just so afraid of being alone in the house. I hate it when it starts to become dark outside and my dad hasn't come home yet. I would sometimes hide under my blanket, waiting for the sound of the door to let me know that my dad had come back. And when he does come home, he wouldn't even check on me. He'd go straight to his room and sleep. But that was enough for me. Knowing that someone else was already in the house helps me believe that it would keep all the monsters and nightmares at bay. Despite the hunger, I would sleep sweetly, knowing that my dad is just in the next room. It wasn't always that bad, since my uncle and his wife lived next door and would sometimes check on me if I was doing okay. They loved me and would often let me stay in their home when dad is away. But my uncle and his wife are usually out since they run a small shop in the town, so they're rarely there as our neighbor. But being with them is my good and happy days. In the end, I'm still often left at the house alone. And to be honest, I don't want to ever experience that again. As a kid, it was horrifying and lonely. It rarely happens, but when Dad is around, I will play in our backyard. We order fast food and watch cartoons together. From what I remember, Dad loves me. But thinking about it now, he's so irresponsible to the point that I don't think he even cares. How can he leave his own 5-year-old daughter all alone in a house? When he's gone, it feels like the days become shorter and the nights longer. The backyard, where I usually play when Dad is around, becomes a place of nightmares when I'm alone at night. But one day, my mum showed up in front of our house, and that was when it all started. It was heaven on earth. Mum started to make everything better. The house started getting cleaner, and the food was divine. Even to this day, I would remember vividly how the food she cooked tastes like. She would cook for us every meal, and we would all eat together. On rare occasions, my uncle and his wife would also visit and join us for dinner. I was also getting the attention that I so longed for from my mum. Eventually, my dad started getting better. He was giving me more attention and love. He would take my mum and me out to parks, malls, and other stuff. We would even have our midnight snacks and go through drive-thrus and have fun on the car. We were a family, and those were the happiest moments of my life. Then, suddenly, Mum was gone. Those blissful months of pure joy were over. I was so scared. The memories of being left alone suddenly came rushing back. The fear and loneliness crept back on me. I couldn't. It felt like a cold, hard, hollow feeling in my chest. In my mind, I kept on saying, "No!" over and over again, hoping that somehow reality would just change. That my mum would be there, with her bright sunlight and smiling face. She was not. One early morning, I smelt the sausages that Mum loves to cook for breakfast. I jumped out of my bed, smiling, running to the kitchen with what felt like the biggest smile I've ever made, hoping that when I opened the door, I would see my mother. What I saw was Dad, with his burnt sausages and fried eggs that still had pieces of shells. When Mum left, it seemed like something inside Dad changed. He would cook me breakfast every morning. He made sure our refrigerator was always packed with the food I like. He would try to cheer me up during our dinner. We would watch cartoons together as we eat our favorite fast food. He stopped going out with his friends. He took a home-based work just to be able to take care of me better. Although he did everything clumsily, he did take better care of me. Every morning, he would cook me this fried rice with ketchup. It was delicious. It was so delicious. When we go out, he will try to tie my hair into a ponytail. And it was the ugliest ponytail ever. But I loved it. I loved my dad. I started going to school, and I can see the stress and anxiety my dad had during those early days. He was more nervous than me on my first day. I guess he worried since I didn't have any social skills when it comes to other kids. My dad would wake up early and ready my things. He would cook my breakfast and ready my lunchbox, and then he'd wake me up. I could always see him sleepy. But he would try to be energetic and funny just to help wake me up. After that, he would drive me to school. He would do it every single day for my whole school year. It was just him and me. I still longed for my mum. It was different when she was around, but still, I was happy. Did you ever feel that you've been neglected by your parents? Do you have a single parent? How was it? Share your stories at the comments and don't forget to share this video with your friends.